on the advent of Tinubu regionalizing this country called fraudulent one Nigeria, the Northerners quickly rushed to the House of Rep to propose additional 14 states for the North, and then for the Southeast 5, and for the Southwest a little bit around 11, 12. You know why they are doing this? They understand that the major resources come from the South. Right? So they want to throw in a half solution. No, we want an actual segregation of the regions. You think we in the South, we are fools? Which resources will be used to finance these additional 14 states in the North? In the Northwest, they want to create 5 additional states. In the Northeast, they want to create 4 additional states. In the North Central, they want to create 5 additional states. Just a few days ago, all these Middle Beltans came out and protested that they do not want that prefix called not attached to them. That they in any way are not North. They are not. So why should the North now rush to the House of Rep pushing a bill? Because the Middle Beltans are seeking their own regional identity. They want to stand on their own. Whatever resources they find in their region, they will be the one controlling it. The Southerners, from time immemorial, right from inception, just like the Biafrans, just like the Ogoni people, have been crying right from the days of Kensarowiwa that they want to be on their own. Let us have what we call true federalism. Whatever you find under your soil belongs to your region. You guys will manage it. You guys will only remit a meager 30% to the federal purse. In terms of war, in terms of maybe there's an epidemic, that is when they dip hands into pockets to supply aids and then give shock absorbers to those locations. That is how a true federal state operates. But instead of this akuyas, you mean goats, instead of these northern goats, northern representatives, instead of them to push for North to have its own region, they are now using scope, trying to use a secondary school sense. Let's take a look at the map. Oh yes, you can see the map up there. At this side we have the Northwest. At this side we have the North Central. At this side, what do we have? We have the Northeast. But we know that the cash cow feeding the old Northerners comes for these sections. Can you see it? This is where the oil and gas, that is a chicken that lays the golden egg. If you're not as serious, what they should push for is a bill that supports the agitations of the Southerner. This charade, you think we are going to celebrate? Giving the Southwesterners about 12 states? We do not want it. We reject it. We outrightly reject it. We outrightly reject it. What we want is a region that will stand on its own. When I make 1 million, let me in my region know how I will spend it after I have donated 30% to the federal government. It shouldn't be a situation whereby you want to create more liabilities for me. You want to create more liabilities for me. You know? You want to create additional 14 northern liabilities so that you can have more alimentaries that be multiplied. More Boko Harams to be multiplied. So that's what they want. That's their plan. Creating more 14 liabilities to the whole South. You know, we are talking about gas now. we have discovered that Imo State has the second largest, deposit of gas in the whole world. But the North are pushing for Sharia. So we in the South, we will now be the one feeding their additional 14 states. So now we go to feed you now. You guys are jokers. We reject the bill. We reject it. Why do you rush to the House of Rep today on a Thursday? Because you know that there is an agenda. A Dr. Fapoda came out and said that Tinubu, the only solution to the Nigerian quagmire is let us return to the golden era when Nigeria had a region. When Nigeria was fragmented into regions, the Northerners were having the agricultural revolution. Tafawa Balewa was doing exceedingly well. They had their clothing factory. In Southwest, we have the rubber and the cocoa manufacturing. In Ikeja there, we have the Ikeja Industrial Estate. In the Southeast, we have the palm oil under Mike Okpara. That is the statement of Fapoda, and this is what the Southerners support. The issue of creating one fake state, creating more states so that South they can extract more. Because when they create more states, by extension, there will be more cuts from the VAT, from the internal generated revenue (IGR), generated from Lagos, Rivers. Of course, in South, those are the two states generating more money than any other states in the whole country. Followed by Oyo State, then maybe Ogun State. Before you now start talking about maybe Abia, Imo, and all that. Giving the Igbos 5 states will not in any way appease them. Maybe you want to use them to bribe them. Oh, you guys were complaining that you had 5 states. So now you guys will have 10 states. The South will have additional 11 states. The North will now have in total 19 plus 14. That will be 19 plus 14 is how many? 34 states. Hey! Okay, plus FCT. Let me add FCT to it. 35 states. So the whole South will now be the one carrying their load on their head. Hey, Chineke, not gonna want kill us. So, meanwhile, their own children are doing Ali Fatiha, Ali Kestorin, Ali Domou. That is what their own children will be doing. While our own children are studying hard for them as chemistry, biology, trying to be somebody, trying to add value to the global economy. But they will be reciting the Quran. They alone will now have, like I said, 19 plus 14. That is, they will now have approximately 34 to 35 states. That is not going to work. We reject it outrightly. I believe I want to call out all the Southern House of Reps over there. This bill must not pass. This bill mustn't pass. The House of Reps, as a matter of urgency and as a matter of like their life depends on it, must do everything possible to reject this bill. We do not want additional creation of states. What we demand for is let everybody follow in Papa name. Yes. Let everybody do what? Follow in Papa name. If you be Abdullah, you know where your Papa belongs. Go and follow him. If you be Chinedu, you know who your Papa is. Follow him. If you be Adebowale, you know say your Papa na what? Adebowale. If you are Akpabio, follow Akpabio. By that, everybody will live in peace. When Adebowale is eating his amala and ewedu, right? Because he has worked from morning till night. One Abdullah will not be choking his eyes and be saying, Adebowale, give me amala now. Give me amala now. You don't have that temerity. You don't even have the audacity. What Chinedu is eating is over a salad soup and apple. One Adebowale will not be say, Chinedu, my guy, give me my chop. Give me inside. Now I will not if you want me inside, I will chop inside. No, all that nonsense will stop. There has to be a true show. There will be a true representation. If I work, what I see, I decide how I want to spend it. So when they not work, when they farm, if they like, they can build mosques everywhere. Nobody gives a damn. I shouldn't be the one drinking alcohol, and then one man in the north will take my money and build the biggest mosque in Africa. And then tell me that Sharia is against alcohol consumption. That is hypocrisy. That is the scope they think they can use to deceive the South. I understand our forefathers, the likes of Azikwe, Awolowo, when they were hungry for independence, fell for the trap of the North. You know, they fell for the trap of the North. Because the Northerners, then the Southerners were like, we are not ready. The only reason why we would accept independence or we would accept the push for independence is, first, in the Constitution, Sharia must be recognized. Secondly, there will be what we call Federal Character Commission, which means because we are still behind in education, we are not going to use the meritocracy system in governance. What we will use is quota. Even if my children are not qualified, but because of that federal character, you still have to consider them. When the South needs to study to score 300 over 100 in JAM, because my own children, you know, they are still lacking behind. And even if they score 150, let them study the medicine. This is how they have pulled us back. This is how we have been stagnant as a region. You see the little struggling that we are doing. When the money is made from the IGR, some lazy hands who are not doing anything will stretch their arms and take the larger share of what we've made, all in the name of one Nigeria. It is a scandalous setup, and it must end. We must resist the creations of more states pushed by the Northern House of Reps. It is a trap, and we have seen the light even before the tunnel showcases. We reject it, and nobody's going to accept this. If any bill should be pushed, it should be regionalism. When we talked about tax reform, you could see how they all revolted. I mean, they almost brought down heaven to earth. I mean, the Northern senators and reps. Ali Ndume became the loudest person in Nigeria. So we must reject this. If they cannot accept tax reform bill, if they cannot accept regionalization bill, if they cannot accept true fiscal federation bill, then we reject creation of more states bill. It is a facade. It is a smoke screen. They not think they are smart, but we are smarter. We are wiser now. No more good man. Yeah, because the good man, at the end of the day, goes home with nothing. Just as we have been going home with nothing for the past 24 years in this mirage called democracy. We reject it.
The federal government was behind influx of foreign harassment to the southern part.
When you say
there was a meeting in Kano, they said they are Fulani national movement. In their communique that time, this is about 5-6 years ago, that Allah has given them the land of Nigeria. The entire Yoruba land is occupied by them. There is the influx of this Fulani harassment. And I was shouting. Who are the people? They like refer to them as bandits. Who are the people carrying out the banditry?
Are they in our forest around here?
The entire Yoruba land is occupied by them.
As we are talking now?
As I'm talking to you.
You, until recently, was the chair of Amotekun in your state, right?
Yeah, for some time.
For some time. So what can you say about security around Oyo State and Amotekun?
Until I left, the security was still not okay. I was shouting. I gave a lecture somewhere, and I quoted Abacha. He said, if you are fighting security and it lasts more than 4 weeks, the government is behind it.
So, explain.
Good. The federal government was behind the influx of Fulani herdsmen to the southern part.
When you say Fulani herdsmen, men with cow.
They call them Fulani herdsmen. Some of them don't even have cows. But they were coming fully armed.
Fully armed.
AK-47.
And you said Buhari government was involved.
Wait. That time, everybody was complaining. That time, federal government announced that everybody should submit their weapons to the police. Now, people were complaining that time. I'm saying this thing as inheritance. And that they have told all Fulani in West African Sub-Region and Central Africa to start coming to Nigeria, to come and take over what Allah has given them as inheritance. That's the land of Nigeria. And that when they are coming, they should come fully armed. That's the only language Nigerians understand. Violence. It is they are communicating. All that time, people were shouting. Yeah, but I didn't say a word. But when people challenge him once, why are these people carrying AK-47? He said they are using it to protect their cows.
Was it true?
Of course. Very, very false. Now, General Buhari, I know he has a very close relationship with the Bishop of Canterbury. Now, when he went to UK during one of his period of treatment, he told Bishop of Canterbury that it is not Fulani herdsmen that are killing people. There are some group trained by Gaddafi, who the Gaddafi has armed. They are the one that infiltrated the Fulani herdsmen. They are the one doing the killing.
But what did you discover?
I was discovering somebody one day. He was saying, I said, come, you are very close to Buhari. Go and meet him. A general is a soldier for life. Ask him that in the military, when foreigners enter your territory carrying arms, what is it you are told in the military? They are described to us as invaders.
Invaders.
And what did the military say we should do with them? We are to hunt them down like rabbits and eliminate them. I said, go and meet Buhari and ask him.
He didn't hunt them down?
Who are the people doing the kidnapping? Who are the people? They refer to them as bandits. Who are the people carrying out the banditry?
Are they in our forest around here?
The entire Yoruba land is occupied by them.
As we are talking now?
As I'm talking to you.
General Togun?
Yes.
So when you were in Amotekun, did you try to tackle them?
I did everything I can. But I didn't have cooperation.
Cooperation from who? From Oyo State Governor?
Government, yes.
Oyo State Governor?
Yes.
How?
I can't start saying all these things.
At least give us a hint. What is it that you wanted?